This calls for action, and now, nip it in the bud.
Michelle Pfeiffer? The only true Catwoman is Julie Newmar, Lee Merriweather, or Eartha Kitt. And I didn't need molded plastic to improve my physique. Pure West.
Good morning, angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
I love it when a plan comes together.
It's time. Let's talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. Happy Sunday, everybody. My name is Dave Sundstrom, and you have found my weekend live stream. Today, we're going to do things a little bit different than our traditional midweek live stream. We've done this a couple times before. We're going to take a look at a magazine. The magazine that we will take a peek at is Mork and His Friends from 1979. And there's all sorts of great stuff in here, but we'll do that in just a little bit. But first, I want to acknowledge all the great folks that are out in the stream, have been waiting for this to start. First off, Mark Burchett, great to have you here this Sunday. I guess in some places it's the afternoon. It's still morning, just barely, but still morning here in Salt Lake City, Utah. John Collins says, hey, Dave, super fan, John Collins, by the way. He says, hey, Dave, thanks for your video on Tubi a while back. Yeah, I love Tubi. We recently replaced the roof on our home, so we don't have direct TV for a bit. However, it's showing us how good streaming options really are. And they really, I responded to John, by the way, early because I had a moment or two before the live stream. And I said, hey, John, check out Pluto. And we'll look at that a little bit later. And IMDb TV as well. Between Tubi and those services, you've really got a ton of great classic TV programming out there. Larry Penrose says, hey, Dave. Larry from Rochester, Minnesota, home of the Mayo Clinic. Great to have you here this Sunday with us, Larry. Thank you for taking some time. It's my old buddy Thrash Pondo Pons is in the house. Hey, gang, by lucky break, I could make it today. It is lucky for all of us. Great to have you here, Thrash Pondo. I've really been enjoying the videos that you've been making with my friend ENC over on the Retro Serial channel. So keep up the great work. Superfan Spike Spikerson is in the house. Hey, great to have you here, Spike. And let's see who else we've got here. We've got lots of folks piling in. Mr. Led is here. Great to have you here with us. My friend Danny Staten from South Carolina. It is indeed time to rock. Welcome, Edward Myers. Good to have you here. I cannot wait, Danny Staten, for the Charlie's Angels comic book review later this week on the Daily Dan blog. Very excited. New super fan, Tracy Roth Myers is here. Thank you for joining, Tracy, and showing your support by becoming a super fan. Truly appreciated. Robot B9, greetings from the Jupiter 2. Greetings as well. Lisa Fields, great to have you here as always. Raja 1938, happy freaking birthday, my friend. What a treat it is that you're willing to share part of your birthday with us today. Little Wing, welcome. Good to have you here. Rob Aiken, great community member. Love having you here in the chat. Mal Havoc, welcome. Robot B9, I think I've already said hello. But yes, Tubi is a great channel. Really is. I love Tubi. It's a wonderful service. And the thing that's neat about Tubi is a lot like some of the other premium streaming services. You can create a profile and you can resume videos and it starts to know what you like and starts to feed that to you. It's really just a great service. Let's see. Mr. Led says it's 1:30 here in Western PA. Yeah, it's a little bit later. You're on the East Coast. Happy birthday, Raja, indeed. Let's see what else we've got going on here. Mal Havoc says, love reruns. And Raja says, great channels. Both of them were referring to Pluto and IMDb as well as Tubi, I'm guessing. Let's see. Superfan Emily Miller is in the house. Great to have you with us, Emily. Hello and hey. John Collins, superfan John Collins, says, hey, can you tell your brother to get some t-shirts for his channel? I think it's not quite available for him. It depends on the number of subscribers that you have to your channel in terms of what monetization options are available, John. But I'm sure when he gets to the point where he can do that, he'll offer something up for his channel as well. Yes, one must be attired in the, really it's the fanciest of clothes, if you ask me, the t-shirt. Particularly if it's a t-shirt of a YouTube channel or something else that you support. I love those t-shirts. Let's see. Mercury Rising, welcome. He says, Dave or she, they say your channel is the best of its type. David Ringwald is here. Hey, great to have you here with us, David. Where Nomad has gone before says, hey, Dave, my name is Greg. I messaged you on Facebook a couple of days ago. I'll have to go back and take a look, Greg. I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook, to be truthful. Most of my time is spent dedicated to continuing to create videos for my channel as well as respond to comments as much as I can here. But I'll take a peek. I get over there and on Twitter every now and again. Custom God, welcome. Good to have you here. Erman Downey from Gainesville, Texas. Great to have you as part of the live stream today. Mal Havoc says, Charlie's Angels had a comic book, and I'm sure Danny has responded. If he hasn't, I will respond as well, which is, I believe it was from many years ago, but yes. Let's see. Yeah, again, happy birthday, Raja. That's awesome that you're able to hang out with us a little bit on your birthday. Let's see. Jimmy C. Marvel Man is here as well, and Jim Backus. Always a treat to have you here. Larry Penrose is in the house. Who haven't I said hello to? I see Mark Burchett is back again. Hopefully you heard me say hello early on. You were the first person, I believe, to make a comment. Robot Me 9 asks the question, anyone hyped about Rob Zombie doing a remake of The Munsters? That's a great question. I don't know if I am, truthfully. And that is, I just worry that I know Rob is a big Munsters fan, but that doesn't always translate into the kind of reboot or remake that we might want. And I worry that it might get updated to the point where it's not as recognizable as I would like it to be. It has to have enough of the same beats and the cadence of the old show for me to be able to enjoy it. But we'll see. I am trying to keep an open mind on that one, as well as like the Night Court TV series that's coming up. So great question. Thanks for throwing it out there, Robot B9. Maria Q says, and by the way, welcome, Maria. Great to have you here. Looks like you're in another part of the world. Have a lovely evening. Almost my bedtime. Well, you have a nice night as well, and thanks for popping into the live stream. Cindy Pruitt is here as well. Great to have you here, Cindy. Yeah, Raja, it is really happening. Rob has said that he wants to, I believe it's in pre-production or production at this point. It's happening soon. Let's see what else we've got here. Superfan John Collins says, hey, Dave, sorry at the loss of the subscriber to or of the channel. Not sure what you're referring to. Maybe you can give me a little more clarification on that. Yes, Danny Staten saying Charlie's Angels #1 from 2018. I thought it was older than that. Now I'm kind of excited to see. Is it the old Charlie's Angels or is it like the movie Charlie's Angels? That will be interesting to see, Danny. Can't wait for the video. Let's see. Oh, Emily Miller, super fan Emily Miller, said Rick 9G has done a video on the new Munsters. I've got to head over there and watch that when we're done here. I am a big fan of Rick 9G's work. I know a lot of you guys are channel members and support him as well. And quite frankly, what a great guy. There's none finer than Rick 9G and the work that he's doing. He tends to specialize on certain TV shows I Love Lucy is probably his bread and butter. He just loves that show, but he also loves the Munsters, Batman, the TV series with Adam West and Burt Ward, and Hogan's Heroes. There's a lot of stuff out there on Hogan's Heroes. Cindy Pruitt says she hates the Munsters. You know what? That's the beauty of television. To each their own. It's awesome that there's so much out there that we can pick and choose what we love and what we dislike. I always was a fan of the Munsters. I'm a big Fred Gwynn fan, so it's hard for me not to love that show. Lisa Fields, you hit the nail on the head. I was trying to come up with really my concern. I just don't want it to be dark. I want it to be funny and light the way the old Munsters TV series was. So let's see. Cindy says, I wish the reboots would stop. There's, when they're bad, that's exactly the way I feel too. But every once in a while you get a good reboot. Let's see. White Nomad where no nomad has gone before, says, I worry about Rob zombifying the Munsters. Yeah, that's the biggest concern. Mal Havoc says they keep bringing back the classic shows and then ruining them. Yeah, that happens from time to time, particularly when they try to update them. Maria Q is located in the island of Cyprus in the Mediterranean. Always welcome to visit. It sounds delightful. It sounds absolutely delightful. Let's see. Emily Miller, super fan Emily Miller, says, Cindy, I was a bigger fan of the Addams Family, and Cindy agrees. Let's see. Tracy Rothmeyer says that super fan. Boy, I've got a hard time remembering to say that all the time. Forgive me if I don't. He says that Rick 9G said the same thing. He said he did not want Rob to go dark. He wants it to be funny as well. Yeah, that makes total sense, right? That's what we love about that show is the humor and the kindness that existed in that show. Mal Havoc says Charlie's Angels had a cameo in the Marvel comic Power Man and Iron Fist. I was unaware of that. I've got to take a look at it. Danny says the new comic, the one he's going to review from just a couple of years ago, takes place in 1976 and is based on the TV series with all of the original angels, and great art. Let's see. Mark Burchett says, Maria Q, are they allowing tourist flights from the U.S.? An interesting question about Cyprus and whether you can actually travel over there. Let's see what else we've got here. Fresh Pondo says that Rick 9G made a great post about that matter. Yeah. Sounds like we've got to check it out. I put it right here on the video or on the live stream, but Rick probably wouldn't appreciate me doing that. So I'll watch it afterwards. Let's see. Sultan Vinegar said, too bad Barney Miller didn't get the same recognition. You know what? I think Barney Miller is recognized as a fantastic sitcom of its era. And you think about that cast. What a tremendous, tremendous cast. Of course, Abe Vigoda is one of my all-time favorite actors. Reg, welcome to the live stream. He says, dope channel. You like All in the Family? Yeah, I liked All in the Family. It wasn't my absolute favorite show, but how can you not love anything with Carol O'Connor and Gene Stapleton? Just a great cast. Reg says he loves Barney Miller. Jimmy C. Marbleman 1000. I don't know if I said hi to you, but welcome. Says, just think of Herman Monster and Grandpa Monster driving car 54. Yeah. Thrash Pondo said, nothing can be worse than Will Ferrell's Land of the Lost. You know what? Here's my confession. I didn't love it. I did not love the show. It was a missed opportunity for sure. I've actually made a video about that a while back. But I didn't mind it in that it was what it was, which was just a silly Will Ferrell movie. And I know lots of folks don't like Will Ferrell, but I don't mind some of Will Ferrell's stuff, particularly Elf is one of my favorite shows. And this recent show that's on Netflix, if any of you have had a chance to see Eurovision that he is in, is really great with Rachel McAdams and Pierce Brosnan. Let's see. John Collins says, didn't you say that subscriber Brando and Techler has recently passed away? Yes. I made a post in the community section about that. Brando, he's been part of the chat before during the live streams. He's also shared he was making at one point a video a day, a song every single day that he would perform. And some of those he would send directly to me to listen to, and I would give him feedback. And sometimes, on rare occasions, I'd even post them to the community section of my YouTube channel. But apparently, and I don't know all the details, but apparently Brando was at work and he fainted, passed out, and he never gained, he never woke or came back up. He passed away at that moment. So gained consciousness is what I was trying to say. But great guy, and I read many tributes to him on Facebook, and even a better guy than I was aware, which I knew that he was a very authentic, genuine human being. And so I'll miss him. I'll miss his occasional messages in Facebook, and definitely sometimes he would just blow me away with his songwriting. He was a true talent. Citizen Knott, welcome. Howdy, howdy, howdy to you. More human than human, referring back to the Rob Zombie stuff. Let's see. Joey Baseball, welcome here. Pam Dauber has had bad luck with co-stars. Robin Williams, John Ritter, Rebecca Schaefer. Let me decline that call real quick while I'm on the live stream. Yeah, she really has. It's not... but her co-star in life, she's had better luck with. She's married to Mark Harmon, and has been married to him for many, many years. Let's see. We got Jim Backus saying, I lean towards the Addams Family myself. You know what? That's the debate, right? I think maybe that's I wonder if I've done that survey already in my community section, but Munsters or Addams Family. Be interesting to see what overall the community thinks is their favorite. Let's see. Cindy Pruitt says, I just saw there's a new digital channel called Rewind that's going to cater to Gen Xers. Okay, so it's going to be probably TV shows from the late 80s into the 90s, maybe even early 2000s. That'd be interesting. Probably not going to be my favorite shows, but there was some good television that came out during that era. Mal Havoc says that he wouldn't mind seeing a live-action version of the Jeffersons. Awesome. And Maria Q says that they are allowing folks to travel into Cyprus. She works in a hotel and has visitors from many countries. You just got to have your tests done. Well, that makes total sense. Tracy Roth Myers, super fan Tracy Roth Myers, says Barney Miller was awesome. I totally concur. And let's see what else we've got here. Boy, oh boy, I'm falling behind on the chat. Big time. Hey, Lance, good to have you here. Let me see. Superfan Spike Spikerson is in the house. Great to have you here. I sort of liked Land of the Lost too. Didn't love it because it was a missed opportunity, but I sort of liked it. All right. Who else haven't I said hello to? Have I missed anybody? If I did, I sure apologize. Steve, my friend from over at on the Life and Sad Ending channel, left me a nice note on my recent video on Anissa Jones, who was, I want to say Anissa. I think I started the video by saying Anissa, and then the correct pronunciation is Anissa. And I think I rectified it about halfway through the video. Gosh darn it. I'm terrible with pronunciations, but first he says Shuzbot, which we probably ought to get on track and get talking about Robin Williams. But Steve, thank you for the nice comment. I'm glad you appreciated the video. I'm quite certain you could do an even better job of one on Anissa. And I did it mainly because I'm a huge Family Affair fan, and two, because there's some crappy ones out there. Anyway, Mal Havoc says Land of the Lost deserves a remake. It sure does. Yes, Tracy, superfan Tracy. It was terrible news about Brando. Very sad. Breaks my heart. Terrell Bellinger is here. Yeah. Oh, it's a heart attack. Okay. Thank you so much for the extra information. I know it was just one of those things where he was working and then he was gone. It was apparently his time, but heartbreaking. Definitely rest in peace, dear friend. I will miss, like I said earlier, your messages and your music. You're a great guy. All right. Mr. Led says that's how he wants to go, quick and no pain. I think we'd all like that, right? It's a tragic situation, but if you're going to go, the problem is he was just too young. He's just a young buck. I think he was in his late 20s, early 30s, too young. But if you're going to go, that's probably the way to go. Let's see. Dorothea, good to have you here. Welcome. Darn stupid storms. I hear you. I hear you. We've been getting these, intermittent summer rain showers, which we just have to appreciate them right now because at least out in my neck of the woods, it's been extreme drought. Extreme drought. Mark Burchett says, Land of the Lost remake. What happened to the original storyline? Remakes never do the original justice. The Croft brothers have said they would like to go back to that original storyline and really do a true remake, a more dramatic, enhanced special effects kind of version of Land of the Lost. It'd be great if they could come up with the funding for that, but we'll just have to see. All right. So I think I've said hello to everybody. If I've missed anybody again, my apologies. Did I say hello to Custom God? I think I did. Let's see. John Collins, superfan John Collins says, when will you be willing to do a live stream about Michael J. Fox? His career is more extensive than people think, and he's quite an author as well. How about this? You are, as a superfan, I give, I listen. So how about that be our Wednesday live stream? I'll talk to my friend Ian, who is a huge, huge fan of both Michael J. Fox and the TV show Family Ties. And well, let's put it together. Let's talk Family Ties and Michael J. Fox and talk his career, talk what he's doing now. He is truly an inspiration. So I am going to make a mental note of that. And that's what we'll talk about on Wednesday. Thanks for the suggestion. All right. I've got a question here from Terrell. Says, would you be willing to do a video on Heather Angel, Miss Faversham from Family Affair and Disney voice actors? I would be willing to put it on my potential topics list, Terrell, because I think it's a great suggestion. Of course, as you know, my potential topics list is long and lengthy. It's robust at this point, but that doesn't mean that I won't get to it. But what I do is I try to remain excited about the videos that I choose to do. So it's kind of like whatever is captured my fascination at the moment it's likely that's where I go down pathwise with the video. All right. Did I see something surprisingly? Mal Havoc says, surprisingly, nobody has attempted a revival of Mork and Mindy. And I think the reason why it's not as surprisingly is because of Robin Williams, right? How awesome is Robin Williams? He is one of those guys that just, he's hard to imitate. I would think back to when he did Aladdin, and then Disney came out with a direct-to-video sequel. And they had the guy that did Homer Simpson do the voice of the genie on that direct-to-video sequel. Dan Castellaneta, I'm going to say it wrong, but something like that. And it just wasn't the same. He was good, right? He's a talented voice actor, but he wasn't Robin Williams. That mind that Robin Williams had is something else. And so when they actually did another direct-to-video Aladdin cartoon, Robin graciously agreed to come back and do it. There just was no way they could make another Aladdin video without getting Robin back. Stu Salzer's in the house. Welcome. Good to have you here. And let's see. He says, please do a feature on the old Outer Limits TV series. I definitely need to do that. Terrell has requested that in the past as well. Something that I need to do. It's all about time. Bill Munsell, great to have you here. Rome Ticklin, awesome to have you here. Truly difficult to replicate Robin Williams' brand of comedy. Terrell asks, I think I mentioned this in the video, but yeah, CBS canceled Family Affair during its 5th season. It was right at the time of the rural purge, and one could argue that it wasn't part of the rural purge, but I tend to lump TV shows that were aimed at a rural audience, a family audience, not that kind of like big city urban audience, as all part of the rural purge. Even though Family Affair was set in the big city in New York City, it definitely belongs in the rural purge, and that they caught the cast by surprise that they were getting canceled. And like I said, the audience that it was targeted as was the purge occurred because CBS made the decision to go after a different target audience. All right, folks, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to watch some commercials, and then I will be right back, and we'll dig into this magazine, Mork and Friends. So here we go.
Mork with Talking Space Pack says 8 things. Mork Talking Ragdoll says 7 things. When you pull the string, you can never be sure what these two will say next. And here's Mork from Ork. An Ork egg, and Mindy Doll, too. 5 fun toys, each sold separately. Mork Doll with Talking Space Pack. Other Mork collection toys are each sold separately. New from Mattel.
Thursday, Mork celebrates his first birthday on Earth.
Seeing my whole life flash before me.
It's a one-of-a-kind Mork and Mindy. Then Angie doctors things up when Marie wants to play nurse.
Is that the needle?
Uh-huh. The strain is showing on Angie.
Thursday.
I'll try almost anything. So when Mattel Electronics asked me to compare their Intellivision games with Atari, I gave it a try. I compared Atari baseball with Intellivision and found Intellivision played much more like real baseball. Then I compared Atari football with Intellivision. Again, Intellivision played more like the real game. In my opinion, if you try them both, there's only one conclusion you can come to. Intellivision from Mattel Electronics.
Saturday mornings, it's all happening right here.
Ooh, humor.
When that radical face
No.
from outer space orbits into Saturday mornings for the first time. And look who's back together.
Bonnie!
Steve Fonz and Mr. Cool. Sign up with that team in green.
Watch the leather guys.
On Saturday. They're all coming at you September 25th.
With me, Pac-Man.
On Pac-Man Day.
All right. Let me do this. Let me move over to a different screen here. Let's do this. There we go. Get that magazine up and running. Let's also get a little bit going here with my bottom banner. We'll go back over to the comments. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to click on comments very much here because I'm going to be moving through the magazine, but I'll do my best to read the comments out loud as I see them. So that's kind of what I'm going to have to do just because I'm not a great multitasker. I am not a great multitasker. All right. So one more sip of my Diet Coke, midday Diet Coke. I've got a group of friends that are convincing me that I need to do something called the 75 hard diet. Or not a diet, it's kind of like I don't even know what, fitness regimen would be the best way to describe it. And part of that is drinking 128 ounces of water every day, and Diet Coke doesn't count. So kind of bummed out about that because I am going to do this with them, and we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Let me go full screen here, and let's start working through the magazine. So the cover immediately caught my attention. I think that's a great picture of, I'm going to already pause. Hey, thanks for joining me, Lisa. I appreciate that. Yeah, all diet sodas are definitely water and chemicals. That's it. So true. Anyway, let me get back here. So great cover. Love the picture of Robin and Pam there. And I mean, if I had been at the store and seen this magazine at that time, way back in 1979, I would have been tempted to buy this magazine. By the way, this magazine is available for you guys to go back and look at. If you type in Internet Archive in Google, you'll go to a place, and if you were to type in Mork and His Friends at the Internet Archive, I believe you'd find this magazine rather easily. All right, I'm seeing comments from superfan Emily Miller about lucky if I can get 32 ounces of water down a day, and I don't even drink soft drinks. Holy cow. You need to drink more water, Emily. Something. You need to get those fluids in you. Let's see here. So let's move the page. Let's go to the first page here. Great picture of Robin. And then we've got our table of contents. And those two pictures there at the very far right, I recognize those are from, I think, a poster that the two of them did. We'll probably see it later on. But let's keep on moving. I see the date here. This is part of Sterling Magazine Publications. I'm not familiar with that company, but like I said, this was in 1979, a Star Special #1, Mork and His Friends. Lots of good stuff in here. Let's turn the page. More pictures. Boy, oh boy, you know what? I just love these two actors. Talk about perfect casting for this show. So here we go. The first article is Mork and Mindy. Why is everybody going crazy over them? Well, I think the first word in this article is exactly the reason why everybody's going crazy over them. Magic. Absolute magic. And, a couple comments here that I'm going to highlight if I can. First, Rome Ticklin says, man, Robin looks so young there. He was young, right? He was in his 20s, I believe, when all this fame hit him. Very young. Such a talented guy. Mal Havoc says, Mork in his space outfit. Yeah, just so much fun. Yeah, takes you back. It really does. All right, let's keep turning the page. But magic. These two were magic together. Favorite episodes of Mork and Mindy. I have so many favorite episodes. I haven't read this article yet, but I can't wait to go back and, as part of this whole, I did a live stream about Robin Williams last week, and then this one today, thinking through to the Mork and Mindy TV series. I'm excited to go back and watch some episodes of Mork and Mindy, and I'm going to tell you how you can do it for free as well once we get done looking at the magazine. Next page, we've got Robin Williams' life story. He was a shy kid who grew up to be one of the funniest guys in the world. Absolutely. And you know what? A bit of an introvert. Early on, all of those characters, all of the zaniness was in his head, right? He would spend time coming up with these just outrageous scenarios and comedy bits, and they were all in his head. John Collins asked, superfan John Collins asked, did Robin and Pam get along? Yeah, from what I understand, they got along quite well. Now, that doesn't mean that there weren't moments where the two of them disagreed about things, and, there's always going to be stress on set, but from what I understand, Pam Dauber is an incredibly easy person to get along with, and so the two of them got along. Monk of Magnesia says that Robin Williams was 27 when Mork began. And Tracy Rothmeyer, super fan Tracy Rothmeyer, said, I loved Robin. Yeah, me too. Welcome to Dapper Canuck. I didn't see you earlier, but great to have you here. And thank you for the info. Yep, confirming that Robin was in his late 20s. Let's see. Yeah. Drink with his finger and burp with his finger. Very funny stuff. Very funny stuff. Terrell says that Robin and Pam remained close right up until his untimely and tragic death in 2014. Okay, let's keep moving. Some great pictures in here. Like I said, this magazine is available for you to peruse as slowly as you'd like to over on the Internet Archive. The next page is fun. It's the Orktionary, Mork and Ork from A to Z. And it just basically talks about different things that he said. I like even the A. Ark has become almost a national anthem since Mork landed on Earth. It's the updated version of Ha Ha. And H is Happy Days, where Mork from Ork made his debut. Other ones, let's look at a couple others. Let's see. G, gleam has become a popular word since Mork and Mindy aired. It's the egg Mork hatched out of here on Earth. And how about, let's pick one more. T, tasteful but silly. That's how to describe Mork and Mindy. The format is obviously successful, for sure. All right, keep moving. The Orktionary continues on here. How to talk more like Mork. How to dress more like Mork, or in this case, that's not Mork. That's Robin Williams they're pointing to, but nevertheless. Fun little articles. And then here's the Here's an article on Pam Dauber. Mindy, is she too good to be true? Yeah, I'd say she was one of those people that, well, folks just loved working with her because she was easy to get along with and an absolute delight on set. I'm going to go ahead and take that banner off. Let's go full screen. Although, you know what? Let me think about that here. Does that get rid of that? Does kind of get rid of the bottom part, which is annoying. We'll leave it on. Okay. Pam Dauber's life story. You know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use this video or this magazine as for a future video. So we won't spend a lot of time on it other than to say I think this is going to be a great resource for me to learn more about Pam Dauber's early life. Early life. And then Robin had a friend, a bird named Cora. It's a Mexican parrot. A little article on that. What it's like to live with Robin. This is his first girlfriend, or a girlfriend that he was spent significant time with in during the late 70s. Valerie, I can't remember her last name, and I'm scanning this article quickly. I don't think it says it anywhere in this article. Does anybody remember Valerie's last name? I'd appreciate that if you could share that in the comment section if you have that. Will Mack, welcome to the live stream, says a bird named Cora. That was Mindy's grandmother's name on this short show too. What a coincidence. Interesting. Terrell says the addition of Robin's comedic idol Jonathan Winters' mirth at the end of the fourth season wasn't enough to save the show from cancellation. Yeah, it was too little too late for sure. All right, let's keep moving on this magazine. Mork shares his out-of-this-world recipes from Ork. Something tells me that these recipes really weren't shared by Robin Williams. But nonetheless, it looks like some fun stuff. You got Gleam's Benedict, Eggs Benedict, really. Green Cheese Moon. Oh, okay. Well, some of these might be worth trying. Mork's Gleam Nog Pudding. All right. Mork and his zany friends talking about the origins of Mork, the character from Happy Days. Another good little article, a short little article, but it's got some great pictures here. And then again, do we get anybody? Valerie Velarde. Thank you so much. I know someone mentioned it earlier on. I just drew a blank on that. That's awesome. Thank you, Dapper Canuck. So there's an article on Robin and Valerie Velarde here. Okay. First wife, he was married to her. I wasn't certain if he was a long-time living girlfriend or if he was married to her. Thank you for the extra information, Dapper Canuck. All right, as we continue to move through this, some more great pictures of Robin Williams, young Robin, and then we've got the centerfold. We've got a nice little article here on Robin's cure for shyness. Like I said, he was an introvert and a very shy person early on as a youngster. Something he had to overcome to be a comedian, but I don't think you ever really overcome that introversion. Yeah, Mal Havoc says that mirth was the sort of jump your shark moment that on Mork and Mindy. It really was. It was just, I think it was the sign that the show had, and that's what when a show jumps the shark, they really kind of run out of ideas, and the best episodes have already happened. John Collins, super fan John Collins. Appreciate the super chat. That's very kind of you, good sir. You are always super generous with your support that way. He says, I bet back that you could get 10 copies of this magazine for the same $5. You're probably right, John. You're probably right. I'm curious, that this magazine, I don't know. Let's see. We're on page 36. I'm going to go right back. Does it have a price? $1.50. So it would have. We could have gotten 3 copies of this magazine for $1.50. Not bad at all. Again, thank you for the super chat, super fan John Collins. Truly appreciated. All right, let's see. Keep moving on. Yeah, Robin was great friends with Chris Reeve and John Ritter. All 3 of them are gone now. If you think about it, it's very sad. It's one of those cases where, we get old, but they all left us long before their time. Long before our time. Robert H., it's good to have you here. Welcome. Let's see. Let's keep moving. And I don't know if I've said hi to Will Mack. Good to have you with us in the chat thread. See, Robin plays Popeye. So one of my favorite movies. I love the Robert Altman Popeye movie. And, this last week I did a post in the community section around favorite Robin Williams movies. And it killed me not to include Popeye in that list. I went with because YouTube only allows 5 choices. I went with the top 5 movies, Robin Williams movies, ranked out by viewers on IMDb TV, but that one wasn't there. Mrs. Doubtfire wasn't there. Jumanji wasn't there. There were a host of great Robin Williams movies that didn't make even the survey list to choose it as one of your choices. But I loved it. I thought he was the ultimate Popeye. He did such a great job with his characterizations there. Will Mack says, ironically, John Ritter, who was a huge Lucille Ball fan, both died from the same affliction. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's keep moving. What the stars say about them. Well, I think folk said, what the stars. This is a horoscope thing. We're going to skip that. Robin's sign is Cancer. Pam's birthday's October, which makes her a Libra. Well, interesting, but not super interesting. I'm not too into astronomy. I don't know about you guys, but I know there are those that are, and that's awesome too. Other wild and crazy fellers. Big Steve Martin fan here, so I will, when I get a chance, definitely read this article. Andy Kaufman was just a nut. Just a nut, right? 50 things you should know about the Saturday Night Live gang. And if you look at this, 1979, this was the original crew, the John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, Garrett Morris, Lorraine Newman, Bill Murray. Chevy, I think by 79 had already left the cast, but fun article there. Robin and his taxi pals. It said that Robin is a regular visitor to the taxi set. Now, I don't know. Did he ever, let me ask folks this because I'm not certain about this. Did he ever make an appearance on Taxi? I certainly don't recall it. I know he was friends with Andy Kaufman, but Mal Havoc asks if I don't find astronomy fascinating. I don't know. Yes. First off, I mean astrology. Thank you for the correction, Chris Bodorucos. Astronomy, yes, I do. I find that very fascinating. So let me differentiate the two. And Tracy Rothmeyer, super fan Tracy Rothmeyer, says that SNL cast was the best SNL cast ever. Totally agree. You know what? Joey Baseball says that he's never heard a good story about Chevy Chase. I've heard a lot of stories as well, and many of them aren't good, but I am a fan of him as an actor and a comedian. Let's keep moving. Keep moving. There's a hide a word puzzle in here. Award-winning Robin. This was even before he really started to win the awards, but obviously this magazine, and I think we all knew that this guy was in for a huge career. A huge career. Thank you, Monk of Magnesia. I didn't think he'd ever been on Taxi. I didn't think he had, but the article made me pause and try to reflect if he had for a moment there. Contest, Robin makes a record. Yeah, he's going. I don't think that record, there was a record, but what was it called? Reality, What a Concept, I think was the album that I'm thinking about that he came out with. Oops, hit the wrong button. Let me try to go back to the right one. There we go. Robin Has Disco Fever. Who didn't in 1979? And there he is. Nice pictures with him and Valerie. Go on a dream date with Mork. Yeah, who wouldn't want to hang out with Robin Williams a little bit? That would be fun. Some more great photos of Robin. Nutty guy. So talented. So talented. And such a fun show. That's it. All right, I'm going to close this out. Let me go back to just the screen. Let's throw me back on the screen a little bit here. All right. So let me do this really quick. I wanted to show folks, I'm going to be watching some Mork and Mindy in the next little bit. And here is where you are going to find Mork and Mindy. Go back over here. Hopefully everybody can see my screen. This is called Pluto TV. I guess I got to hit the Launch Pluto TV button, hit the continue button, and launch. Come on, you can do it. Pluto.tv. I'm highlighting it right here if you can see what you have to enter in. And once you get to Pluto TV, you get like literally, if you can see this, you get an on-screen guide. I'm going to pause this because we don't want to. If I can figure out how to pause it. Doesn't really want to let me pause it. But if I were to type in Mork here, I know that it's available here, but wouldn't you know it, I can't find it right at the moment. Anyway, that is how I am going to be watching it. And I'm going to get off this screen because I can't get it. That was a mess. Nevertheless, a live stream mess. Lance says I have Pluto TV and on the Happy Days channel, so maybe that's where it shows up. I know that it's available. I've watched it in the past on Pluto TV. Nevertheless, yes, he says look on the Happy Days channel. That's probably where it's going to be. But that was a bit of a mess. Typically, Pluto TV I don't watch on my computer. I watch it I use my regular TV, my lean back and watch TV and on the sofa. And so I think the applications that you can use, whether it's a Roku, a Fire TV, or I have the Google TV device, they all are much easier to use than the actual website. Yeah, Danny says it should have been, although you know what? I don't think I did them a great service with that particular effort in demonstrating. I'll have to work better on my future demos. But yeah, definitely, I'm a fan of Pluto TV. I'll be truthful with you, though. If I were to rank them out, I would rank them Tubi, then maybe even IMDb TV before Pluto TV. But all three of them have great programming and great entertainment available. Robot Me9 says you can mute the commercials if you want. Well, I couldn't even find the pause button on the TV on my webpage there, but it's easy to do with your remote control. Let's see. John says there wasn't a lot of Pam in that magazine. You know what? That's very true, superfan John Collins. There wasn't. That said, I think we have to recognize the time. And at that moment in time, it was all about Robin Williams. It was his star that was shining the brightest. And of course, we all know that Pam went on to have a huge, huge career. But, and well said, Raja. And you can never get enough Pam Dauber. She just was a great actress, a lot of fun. I don't know, did any of you ever see a movie? It was called The Girl, the Gold Watch, and Everything. I loved that movie. And Pam was the co-star in that. It was about this guy that inherits a pocket watch, and he could click on the dial at the top of the pocket watch and it would stop time. And of course, there were some nefarious individuals that knew what that pocket watch would do, and they knew what they could do in terms of just wreaking havoc on the on society and using it for their own financial gain. And so they want to steal that pocket watch from him. Someone I saw on the thread say that you can't pause Pluto TV. I was unaware of that. I thought you could. I know you can with IMDb and Tubi. That's a negative. That's a con if that's a fact. I thought on the on-demand stuff you were able to pause it, but I might be wrong. Been known to be wrong before. Yes. So Jim Backus says that was a great movie. We're talking now about The Girl, The Gold Watch, and Everything that starred Pam Dauber. And the guy from Airplane. What's his name? Robert Hayes. Lisa Field says she loved that movie as well. Yep. Thrash Pondo says saw that some 40 years ago. The book was written by a famous author, Thrash Pondo, and I'm drawing a blank as to who that famous author was. Let's see, Mal Havoc says, I remember The Girl with the Gold Watch and Everything. Ed Myers saw it once. Great to have you in the chat, Ed. Mark says it was a good movie. Yep, The Watch could stop time. Tracy Rothmeyer, superfan Tracy Rothmeyer, says, is Tubi free? Yeah, completely free. There's no premium version of Tubi. It's all free. You can set up a profile and you can then resume videos. And it, like I said, it starts to kind of know what you like to watch and starts to feed that to you at the front of the page. It's good stuff. Robert H. says the anniversary of Rebecca Schaefer's murder recently passed. From what I've read, Pam Dauber, she was a very good coworker and a friend to Rebecca. Absolutely true. Lance confirms what I'm saying. Totally free, the Tubi, as well as IMDb TV, although part of Amazon, and you can get to them from its Prime application or its Prime app. It's also free, totally free. Let's see. Robert Hayes has a new show now. It's called Airport Shenanigans. Haven't seen it. Have to check it out. Jill Ireland. Yeah, Patrick, great to have you in the stream, and great point. Jill Ireland was the villainess in that particular, and there was a sequel to The Girl with the Gold Watch and Everything. But in the first one, in that movie, she was the villain, or one of the villains. And Raja 1938. Happy birthday again, my friend. For those folks that don't know, that arrived late, it is Raja 1938's birthday today. So take a moment to wish him a happy, or her, or they, a happy birthday. John D. McDonald was the author. Thank you, Raja 1938. I did see My Sister Sam. I liked the show. Let's see. Yeah, you're welcome, John. I'm excited to... There's one caveat. If Ian can't join me on Wednesday, then we'll do it on another day, because I would not want to do that without Ian's participation. He's just such a big fan. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to take a sip of my soda here. Taking it easy for a minute. Trying to see if there's some names, folks I didn't say hello to. Dominic D, it's good to have you with us in the chat as well. Thank you for your participation. I got to tell you, folks, this guy, The Life and Sad Ending, I've talked about this before, but check out his channel, The Real Life and Sad Ending channel. It's awesome. He does awesome work, and it just kills me that other YouTubers, people that are out to just go after quick views, basically what they do is they just read the Wikipedia entry and they throw a bunch of photos on. They've stolen his idea, that title, which is very, it's compelling. And so you see the life and sad ending of whatever actor, and you're compelled to click on it. And that was his idea. That was Steve's idea. And he has a great channel, and there's some great videos that are crafted with care and love for the topics. Unlike many of the videos out there now that have the life and sad ending as the part of the title. So you will never see a video of mine that says the life and sad ending. I might try some variation of that, like I did recently with Inessa Jones' video, but I will never, one, because that's Steve's. That was Steve's title. He came up with it. It was brilliant. And two, I want, to the extent that when folks see that title, they think about Steve's channel and go over there and support him. So anyway, rambling, long-winded, say support Steve. He's a great guy, and he puts so much time and effort into his channel. Will Mack asks this question. Do you or have you ever listened to Stu's show? Stu loves a lot of retro stuff like you do. Just curious if you knew of it. I don't. Now, is there a prior comment here about Stu? Is Stu on the thread? I think I saw Stu earlier, because I would like more information about Stu, and I would love to check it out. So I'm trying to scroll through back a bit. So Will or Stu, if you're on, please give me some more information. How can you actually make sure you're watching his channel? Well, look at the channel name. The ones that are ripping him off are like most Hollywood, most actresses. They don't even sound right. Steve says I can use it. I'm not going to. It just feels wrong. It was yours. You did it, buddy. But anyway, the way you can tell if you're on the Life and Sad Ending, the channel, is you'll see the channel name below the video, right? Below the title of the video. And if it says the Life and Sad Ending, I believe Steve also puts on his on the thumbnail some imagery that lets you know that it's a legitimate Life and Sad Ending video. But great question. Great question. Let's see. Dominic D says, if you ever want to see a very sad ending story, look for The Last Days of Elvis on YouTube. I think it was originally an E! True Hollywood story. I imagine that would be sad. Music Girl 67, welcome. Good to have you here with us. Says, I'm not familiar with retro serial, but since it's suggested, gladly subscribe to it. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. I would recommend subscribing to my brother's channel, Stephen, and you saw it on the scrolling below, Pat McCormick's Golden Rage of TV channel. They're all great. They all, not every video they produce is going to be one that you'll love, but there's a lot of, if you enjoy talking about music, movies, and television shows from 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, Music Girl 67, then you'll enjoy some, if not all, of the videos that they produce. Let's see. Wilmax says, not sure if I saw Stu, but just thought about him. Do you know Stu's last name? I would love to check out that channel. All right. Tracy Rothmeyer says, I love how the Facts Verse video that talked about Donna Douglas while showing pictures of the girl who was in the reboot. Yeah, it's exactly that stuff. And Facts Verse, sometimes their videos are okay. They've actually swiped a bit of my video that I did with Richard Klein, Larry from Three's Company, and put it in one of their videos, and I didn't mind that at all. Some of their videos are all right. I've enjoyed some of their videos, truthfully, but it's that just grabbing a ton of images without curating them, without taking the care to really make sure that they're appropriate for what you're talking about, that is just frustrating for me as a YouTube creator. Let's see what else we got here. Anything else? Oh, I missed it. There's the comment right there. Classic line from Airplane. Good stuff there. Terrell says, I would recommend Morgan Richter's channel, in which she does analysis of popular 80s movies that help shape Gen X, as well as reviewing every single episode of Miami Vice. I'll check it out, Terrell. Thanks for the suggestion. Rome Ticklin, I know there was some conversation about Voyagers earlier on. I have done a video on John Eric Hexum. I would encourage folks to check it out if you get a chance. He was a great actor, and certainly his impact while he was alive and after his death has been a positive one for many folks, in that he donated some of his, I believe his eyes, if I remember the video. It's been a long time since I built the video, but he donated some of his body parts to help others live on. Mercury Rising asked, have I ever tried to interview Joyce DeWitt? I have not tried to interview Joyce. I mentioned this a while back in a live stream. I got a weird email from someone who I think was pretending to be Joyce, but it really threw me for a loop. And I get a little bit nervous about reaching out to some of these stars, because let's just say it wasn't a pleasant email, and there were some accusations there. The videos I create, I try to do with love, and in that case, the accusations there were that I was doing anything but. So at some point, I would like to do more live interviews like the ones that I did with Chris, or Richard Klein and Darian Sills Evans, who was in the last Cosby TV series on CBS, the last comedy show, and was in Superior Donuts as well. I'm sure Darian has been a channel subscriber and occasionally reaches out to me. I'd love to visit with him again and see what he's up to as well. But getting back to there are lots of folks I'd like to visit with. I'd like to visit with Wesley Ury from Land of the Lost, or the guy that played Captain Marvel in the original Shazam. What was his name? I'm drawing a blank on it right now. But there are lots of folks that I would like to visit with. Johnny Whitaker, I did shoot him an email not too long ago asking if he would be willing to visit with me, and I just did not get any sort of response from him. I don't know if he ever saw it, right? But it's a little difficult to find the right way to connect with these folks. Yeah. Jackson Bostwick, thank you so much for that. Raja 1938 was Captain Marvel. But I'm hoping as the channel gets more and more notoriety, and that I have a little bit more leverage as I reach out to folks and ask them if they'd be interested in visiting with me. Just because what I really would like to do is I'd like to provide a platform for guys like Jackson Bostwick and other actors like Wesley Ury and Johnny Whitaker to kind of let us know what they're doing now. I mean, we can go back and relive the memories, but I'm just as interested in what they are doing now and where their lives, what that journey has been like. All right, folks, we are over the hour mark, and as the weekend, I try my very, very best to keep this weekend live stream to an hour. So let me do this. I closed the last video, my Robin Williams live stream on Wednesday, with this quote. I'm going to leave you with it again. We all know Robin's passing in 2014 was tragic, but I love this quote from him. He said, "Everyone you meet is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. Be kind always." So it's a quote that was worth sharing on Wednesday, and it's just as equally worth sharing today. So let's be kind. Let's be kind always. And thanks to everybody. Thanks to this community for your engagement. Spike, I'll check out those links. Hope you have a great remainder of the weekend. Check out my most recent videos on Pamela Fairden, Anissa Jones, and Meg Foster. I would encourage you to go check them out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so you can be notified of future live streams and other videos. Give this video a thumbs up if you would. It makes my day. If for no other reason than to make my day, I'd appreciate it. And thanks to John Collins for the super chat. Thank you to all of the community members who have become super fans. I truly appreciate the support. And you know what? Yeah, happy August, everybody. And happy birthday to Raja 1938. Have a great day, folks. Take care. We'll talk to you all soon.